right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Strong storms have exited our region. The pattern change underway that arrives just in time for Easter weekend.
Plus tonight, teenager tased. Hear from him and his parents about the encounter with police inside of their home. But first tonight, a tornado takes 5 lives in southeast Missouri and damages nearly 100 structures.
I just know because I grew up in a little small town. These small towns and these counties and these cities will come together to help one another out.
Skylands 5 was over the damage today. The pre-dawn storm hit at the worst possible time as people were still sleeping. Good evening, I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. The powerful EF2 tornado in southeast Missouri was only on the ground for 15 minutes, but it caused widespread destruction. The worst of the damage was in Bollinger County, about 2 hours south of St. Louis. 2 towns, Glen Allen and Marble Hill, were hit hardest. That's just west of Cape Girardeau. Here's what we know tonight. At least 5 people are dead. Another 5 are injured. 87 structures were damaged, 12 of them destroyed. Missouri Governor Mike Parson toured the devastation this afternoon.
I think when you look at the devastation of this, it's going to be weeks upon months to be able to recover. It's a long journey ahead for the people that live here.
Parson says President Joe Biden called him today saying federal help was on the way.
Tonight, storm victims are assessing the damage and salvaging what they can. Our Elise Schoenig spent the day in Bollinger County talking to those affected most.
And I got right here and we held on to each other.
Keith Lincoln and his family took shelter in their bathtub when they heard it coming.
All the trees are popping and everything like that, and it did sound like a train when it went over, right over the top of it.
He's one of many in the village of Glen Allen who lost a lot.
Then we come out and this is all I got now.
Too many homes to count were a part of that tornado's path here in Glen Allen. You can see that this area I'm in is completely surrounded by destruction.
Never before. I've never lived through a tornado, and I've even been close to a tornado.
Down the street, Bob Masters says he, his wife, and their children rushed to the basement.
You don't experience fear until you are in a tornado and there's nothing you can do.
Masters says the tornado took what it wanted, but left the things that matter.
Just clean up, fix up, and like I said, we're just blessed that we're alive to clean up and fix up.
Lincoln says he's one of the lucky ones.
I lost some good neighbors down the road here, so it's pretty rough, But I had some friends just right up the road here, and they had some trees down, but they still come down and help me.
Because in a time when everyone was suffering, everyone was helping.
I had a bunch of my friends and neighbors come down and cleaned up the best we could, and I couldn't believe it. I had so many there, and then they brought us food and everything like that and helped me out so big.
In Bollinger County, Elise Schoenig, 5 on your side.
Severe storms also caused damage to our north and western Illinois. At least 1 tornado touched down in McDonough and Fulton counties. Grain bins and other large farm equipment were damaged. The immediate St. Louis area was spared from widespread damage, but the early morning storms did knock over this tall tree near Big Bend and Southmore in Clayton. It knocked out power to a few dozen homes, but the power is back on tonight.
And it is all calm tonight in St. Louis. The storms have moved out, but colder weather has moved in.
We could even see frost in the morning. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with more on last night's storm and the chilly changes that it brought. You felt those right away last night.
Oh, yeah, you could really tell as the cold front came through. There's no doubt about it. It was here. Temperatures 79 for the high today. That occurred, well, about 1 o'clock this morning. So that's why most of us certainly don't remember that. Here's a look at the radar pictures. This is 3 to about 4:30 this morning over southeast Missouri, just outside the 5 on your side viewing area. But down here in Bollinger County, that's where we were watching the storm as it raced northeastbound. Here are the shear tracks kind of showing you where the path might have been with this storm. The National Weather Service Forecast Office in Paducah sent over a storm survey team. They have confirmed EF2 tornado damage, 130-mile-per-hour winds, and a 22.3-mile track that started just southwest of Grassy and then went through Glen Allen and went all the way up there just west of Millersville. All right, so tonight things have settled down. We have a few clouds still out there, but the wind is diminishing. It is chilly. There is some frost possible early tomorrow. especially west of St. Louis. Frost advisories in effect for some of us, and then it will be warmer by the weekend. We're going to break down your Easter weekend forecast, take a look into next week, see if we have any more stormy weather like what we've just been through.
All right, Scott, we'll see you then. New tonight, confusion and frustration. That's what a local family is feeling as they await trial for the two men accused of killing 7-year-old Demaya Fleming and her father more than 2 years ago. The trial was supposed to happen next week, but as Brent Solomon explains, prosecutors are now starting from scratch. Brent.
Well, Mike, it is a mixed bag of emotions for the victim's family. They say they just got a call from St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner to tell them the case is being dismissed and reopened to help prosecutors get a fresh start.
Many won't soon forget the bright, smiley face of little Demaya Fleming, killed in January of 2021, along with her father, Darion Rankin Fleming, in a double shooting in St. Louis. These are the two men charged with murder. Demaya's grandmother was in the courtroom Friday for a pretrial hearing.
I'm like, oh my God, like you can't let this happen. That's like killing my son and my granddaughter all over again.
She's concerned about what she saw from the prosecutor representing her family's case.
He was going along with the lawyers. Oh, you're right. Oh, I don't know. It was like, I don't know. Everybody in the courtroom was just getting agitated because he was like in circles.
In the courtroom, Sakitha Rankin saw the two men accused of killing her loved ones.
And the suspects just lit up like Christmas trees. When they heard that he didn't have nothing, if that trial was going on right then and there and those jurors were listening to him not having or being prepared or not, he did not defend in any kind of way, like nothing. I don't even think he probably even knew their names or anything.
What she says she heard from one of the defense attorneys made the pain worse.
Well, they need to be free. These are innocent men. They've been in here almost 2 years. They're innocent. Isn't that what Kim does? Kim wants everybody free and they're innocent. Come on, Kim, let's do your job. Let's get them out of here.
Flash forward to now. Rankin just learned the trial won't happen next Monday as originally scheduled. Prosecutors decided to dismiss the case and immediately pick it back up, ultimately giving them more time to get it right.
It's almost 2 years, like what's going on?
Although baffled, Rankin is willing to go with it if it means getting closer to justice.
Keep it real with us. If you know you're not ready, say, hey, we're not ready. Don't sell us a dream, but what we're not gonna do is be a weapon against her, from them, whoever. I'm not here to defend you. I'm here for my son and my granddaughter who cannot speak for themselves. That's who I'm advocating for.
Rankin says she doesn't want prosecutors to rush the case. She just wants to make sure they have what they need to do the job right. She says this is the second time a portion of this case has been dismissed and restarted. A spokesperson for Gardner's office today said they don't comment on pending cases.
3 people are now charged in connection to a robbery that ended with a deadly crash in North St. Louis. Javon Crawford, pictured here, Daryl Powell, and Adriana Evans are all charged with robbery and assault. Police say the 3 robbed a Dollar General store on Halls Ferry. Crawford is accused of beating the store manager with an 11-pound bottle of detergent. The trio's car later crashed into another car near MLK and Cora in North City, killing the other driver, Jerome Hightower, Powell, Evans, and the 2 3-year-old girls who were with them are still being treated in the hospital tonight. Also tonight, a Washington Park police officer is accused of assaulting and tasing a teen who has special needs.
That incident has now sparked several investigations, and new tonight, our Robert Townsend talked with the teen and his parents.
Larry calls them all the time.
David Johnson is talking about his 19-year-old stepson, Larry Shaw. Johnson says Larry is bipolar, has autism, and is intellectually disabled.
He gets upset about some things, and he might want to talk to somebody else besides us, so he wants to talk to a police officer.
Johnson says on March 19th, his son made the emergency call once again. The dad says a Washington Park police officer arrived at their home.
He knows Larry's condition. He's dealt with Larry several times.
Larry says he and the officer first had a casual conversation, but suddenly
I walked away and went to my room because I wanted to be a better man.
It quickly turned into a violent confrontation in the family's kitchen.
This man and him got in a fight, and then he started swinging me to the ground. And when he swinging me to the ground, I said, "Can you let go?"
Shaw says the officer handcuffed him, escorted him outside, and then put him in a police cruiser and had him sit on spike strips.
I felt like I was crying, but I didn't know what to do.
I asked him, why do you have him sitting on spike strips? He didn't give me an answer.
Johnson says the officer let his son out of the police cruiser, but it wasn't over.
I grabbed his walkie-talkie, and then he started punching me.
Shaw says the officer punched him in his face and repeatedly tased him as he was lying on his back, partially handcuffed and suffering a seizure.
The EMS and the other officer said, "Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're wrong."
Paramedics took Shaw to a hospital. According to the Washington Park Police Department, right now the officer is on administrative leave. Illinois State Police say after they complete a thorough investigation, they will turn all reports over to the state's attorney's office for an independent review of this case.
He gotta know what's right for wrong.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Now, we are not naming the officer so far because no charges have been filed. Illinois State Police Division of Criminal Investigation says it's leading an open and ongoing investigation into the use of force portion of this incident.
Decades of abuse with hundreds of victims and more than 100 priests accused.
There are details of repeated, torturous, terrorizing, depraved abuse.
Tonight, the shocking revelations into Baltimore's Catholic Church. AARP, it's not just for seniors anymore.
We usually use them for like those travel discounts, me and my family.
Tonight, we're helping you make ends meet with memberships that will save you money.
The chilly weather is here for a few days, even some frost in spots by early tomorrow when a big-time warming trend gets underway.
Tonight, police in California are investigating the stabbing death of top tech executive and St. Louis native Bob Lee. The founder of Cash App was found stabbed early yesterday morning near downtown San Francisco. He later died at a hospital. No arrests have been made. At the time of his death, Lee was serving as the chief product officer of a cryptocurrency company. The Lindbergh High School grad also worked at Square. He was 43 years old.
Tonight, a shocking report on child sexual abuse in the United States' oldest Catholic diocese.
Today, certainly in Maryland, is a day of reckoning.
The Maryland Attorney's Office released its findings of the Archdiocese of Baltimore today. The report details sexual abuse by 156 current and former clergy members. The AG says more than 600 children were abused over the last 80 years. The Archbishop of Baltimore apologized to the victims in a statement, adding this time the abuse will not be covered up, ignored, or forgotten. Today, students across the nation walked out of class calling for stronger gun laws. This comes just 10 days after 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults were killed at a Christian school in Nashville. About 1,000 students at Ladue High School joined today's movement. It was just 5 months ago a gunman killed a teacher and student and injured 7 others at Central Visual Performing Arts High School that's in South St. Louis. Organizers say the goal is to get the attention of legislators and demand action.
Every time there is a school shooting, we hear from our political leaders, we hear their thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers are no longer enough. Time after time, shootings happen and no action is taken, and this is meant to raise awareness around this topic.
Students in Maplewood Richmond Heights also walked out. They had the full support of their school administrators and teachers.
Tonight, Johnson & Johnson is offering to pay close to $9 billion to settle claims its talc-based baby powder caused cancer. If approved, the settlement would end litigation involving tens of thousands of plaintiffs. In 2021, Johnson & Johnson paid a $2 billion verdict to women who claimed they developed ovarian cancer from its talc products. Memberships and subscriptions can end up saving you a lot in everyday life, even on what you might consider luxury items.
And sometimes those memberships are free. Michelle Lee looks at a few options in tonight's Making Ends Meet.
Old memberships are making new inroads with people looking to save. One of the latest trends, saving money with an AARP membership. The Wall Street Journal calls 20-somethings the newest card-carrying members. Young people with old souls now have the card to prove it.
I joined because I started working for AARP, the youngest member in Missouri at the time anyways, but that is certainly not the case anymore.
Jay Hardenbrook with AARP in Missouri has known this secret for years because he works there.
We usually use them for like those travel discounts, me and my family.
For the cost of a few gallons of gas, you can save hundreds on vacations and daily discounts at restaurants, rental cars, and entertainment.
Even in Jefferson City, I've had a young legislator in the middle of committee tell me that he's joined AARP for the discounts and that he only had to pay $12 a year.
AAA can also land you some pretty good deals, and your library card is another big way to save on streaming services. Apps like Overdrive, Hoopla, or Canopy can give you lots of free content. In St. Louis, a library card can even get you a free subscription to an otherwise expensive app called Headspace that helps with mental health and meditation.
Just taking a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth.
It's just another way that we can provide programs and services where we're meeting people where they are.
Abiding by our own internal experiences, as if sitting down with a good friend.
Sometimes that's at home, sometimes that's in their car when they're listening to something, and this is just a really convenient way to do that.
Hundreds of dollars in savings at the tip of your fingertips, reminding us that saving money doesn't have to be hard or a gimmick. Michelle Lee, 5 on your side.
AARP is dedicated to people over 50, but there's no minimum age to join. The yearly cost, you heard it, $12. A library membership, always free. As we've reported, you can even get free diapers, period supplies, and food at some county branches.
The Jewish holiday of Passover began at sundown tonight. The holiday begins with a traditional meal called a Seder. Several community Seders were held across St. Louis tonight, like this one at Washington University. Our cameras invited in before sunset. The holiday commemorates the escape of the Jewish people from slavery in Egypt more than 3,000 years ago.
Let's head over to Scotty, and of course also a lot of Easter egg hunts going on this weekend. So the all-important forecast.
Yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape here going forward. We just had to get through last night and early this morning, which we did. And now tonight, looking outside, you may have noticed it. Kind of can't miss it if you were out there. It is the full moon. April's full moon is called the pink moon. Called the pink moon because of the pink phlox that bloom. Yes. Typical color of the phlox. Okay, my grandmother had a whole bunch of those. And it was fine until the snake stuck its head up out of that. And then I didn't go back anymore. All right, so you're looking northeast here. We are moving northeast. Those were the storms from early this morning. These are the shear tracks. This was a 22.3 mile tornado that went through southeast Missouri here. You saw the damage earlier, pretty extensive there. The top winds estimated at 130 miles per hour, and not alone. Quite a few tornado reports yesterday up in Iowa, northern Illinois, and even a few tonight down across parts of Kentucky. You add on all the wind reports of damage, quite a few of those as well, and some large hail. There were reports of upwards of baseball-sized hail in some cases, including in mid-Missouri. Now, that storm system has finally moved off to the south and east. Overall, the trend has been for those storms to weaken quite a bit this evening. We've dropped back to 49 degrees in St. Louis, but we still have some high clouds that continue to streak in overhead from the southwest. And we're probably going to see that overnight tonight into tomorrow. So it's 49 right now. We picked up 0.7 of an inch of rain today. 79 and 49 are the numbers that are going in the record book as of this moment for the date. Temperatures tonight drop back into the 30s west of St. Louis, mid 30s, maybe even some spots right around freezing. So as you go west of St. Louis, we do have that frost advisory. That does include Franklin County, Gasconade, Warren, and Lincoln counties, and then going west from there. Not going to be really a heavy frost, one wouldn't think, but still that chance is out there. So if you have any sensitive vegetation, you might want to take precautions. Tomorrow, those high and mid-level clouds, they're mainly south and east of St. Louis, but we're on the fringes of that band of cloud cover. So we'll stay in the 50s tomorrow for highs. As we go into Friday, we kind of make the turn, and we still have some of these clouds, especially from St. Louis south and east, but the overall flavor is for things to start warming up. And as we head into Friday night and into Saturday, we are looking pretty good here weather-wise. So for tomorrow, expect to see some clouds in and out. They'll be a little thicker south and east of St. Louis. It's a chilly morning, but we're back to 58 degrees tomorrow afternoon. And one thing we won't have tomorrow, gusty winds like we've had for the last few days. 58 on Thursday for your high, 65 on Friday. We're getting into the upper 60s Saturday. Right now, the weekend looks pretty bright. Clouds try to increase Sunday evening, and then as we head towards next week, how about temperatures close to 80 by the middle of the week?
Yeah.
And most of the week next week is on the dry side.
We did get to feel 80s for a little bit one day this week.
Yeah,
right before
yesterday it
those-
was 85, and 79 today if you're up at 120.
Oh my
I
goodness.
was.
Yeah, you
I was
definitely
too.
were.
All right, Scott, thank you. Frank is here with sports.
A special moment at Busch Stadium. Thoughts on Marmol and O'Neal? A look at one of the leaders of City SC and an incredible moment in Augusta today.
Fans of Starbucks Pink Drink and Paradise Drink won't have to get it from a barista anymore. The coffee chain is making the popular drinks available now in bottles. They'll be sold at grocery stores and gas stations starting next week.
Those are good. Easter is this Sunday. Americans will spend $3.3 billion on candy. According to Wallet Hub, 90 million chocolate bunnies are sold in the U.S. every Easter season, and more than 16 billion jelly beans are consumed. That is enough to circle the globe 3 times. I'll admit, I have a bag in my desk, and I ate half of it tonight. I did.
Easter candy?
No, jelly beans.
Oh, jelly beans.
Oh, they're
I
so
see.
good.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
Jimmy's guest tonight, Matt Damon and Cecily Strong. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. and have a great tomorrow.